Hey champions, this is Arian Tyson out of St. Louis, Missouri, representing Slick Town to the fullest, and I'm just coming back at you to shoot a video. It is actually snow on the ground once more here in St. Louis. Nevertheless, I am pressing my way through the snow because there is a blessing that's waiting for me at church, and I may be a couple of minutes late, but I'll be there. So I'm just thankful for, safe passage on these roads as I head to church to just basically, just give God some praise, because I am not one that makes excuses, let alone I am not one who believes in forsaking the fellowship. So, and days like this remind me of when I was a little younger, in my late teens, early 20s, and I could remember on days like this, even days worse than this, on Sundays, where on Sunday evenings, me and several friends and family members that I grew up in church with, we would go bowling every Sunday religiously. Rain, hail, sleet, snow, freezing rain, it didn't matter. We would always go bowling because of the fact that it was something that we loved to do. We loved the idea of being around one another, and because of that, most of us, actually became great at bowling. And so that's what I really want to encourage you with today. The average people, they make excuses. The good people, they'll, go, they'll press their way through. But the great people will be the ones that make no excuses, and they will do whatever is necessary to get it done. And so I want to encourage you today and let you know that greatness is within you. Greatness is within you. And if nobody else tells you today, you're watching this, I'm here to tell you that greatness is within you. And let me preface my comments. I am a strong advocate of getting your mind right, personal development, mindset development, because we all have our moments when we feel like we can't go on. We have our moments where we feel like throwing in the towel, but then some of us, the people like me who have tapped into their greatness, realize that giving up is not an option. I think about when I was younger and people really gave up on me, and whether it was blatant or indirectly, but I heard the whispers, I heard the murmurings, and I heard the mumblings that was going on when I was not really comprehending what was going on. And I remember those words, that people said. And even though I really didn't know how to respond, I would go home and, I would just be so hurt and so discouraged and so devastating. And I recall a conversation that I had with my mother, and we were always told as children that sticks and stones may break our bones, but words will never hurt. And I literally went home one day, I was in the 4th grade, and I remember telling my mother that words hurt. I don't know where you got that from. It's one of those cliches that's really that's garbage, and I didn't say that word back then, but that's what I'm going to say now. It was garbage. And anyone that believes that obviously is dead wrong, and because they do hurt, and especially when you hear them all the time, it has a lasting effect on you, but you have to make a decision and say that, what, I'm not going to let these words hurt me. And because I'm not going to let these words hurt me, I'm going to surround myself around people that actually have something positive to say, that actually will actually encourage me and uplift me, versus versus beating me down with words. And so it's bad enough, I dealt with that as a child at school. I dealt with that as a child at church and so forth. And, nevertheless, I never lost sight of who I was, and I never lost sight of the greatness that was in me. And so, but I'm not going to sit here and say that I didn't get discouraged. I'm not going to sit here and say that I felt like giving up. And I can say that, I had those doubts. I started to doubt myself. And it's easy to doubt yourself when you're around negative and hypocritical people. So the reality is, if you want something to change, you have to change. You have to change. And you cannot change anyone but yourself. You have to want to change. And so that's what I did. And because of that, I have experienced a mindset shift. I have experienced shifts in virtually every area of my life when it comes to my Christian walk, when it comes to my business, when it comes to relationships, how I look at relationships, whether it's family or, romantic relationships. My mindset has shifted because it's certain stuff I'm just not going to put up with, and it's definitely certain excuses I'm not going to make and I'm not going to accept, because I was at that place where I used to make excuses. But when I got a little older, I believe that excellence, to achieve excellence, you can't have excuses. And because of that, when you get to the place where excellence without excuses is a priority, greatness you start to tap into. And that's what's happened to me, because I've been able to get around a group of people. I've been able to get around a community of individuals who will help encourage me, who will help motivate me, who will help inspire me, because there's so much negativity out in the world. There's so much negativity around us. There's trouble on every hand, and you have to be armed, and you have to be armed with positivity in your life. And so for those of you who have a dream, for those of you who knows that you're destined for greatness, but you're not walking in it, you need to surround yourself around people who will help you tap into your greatness and help that greatness become unleashed. Because that's what happened to me. The greatness that was always inside of me, whether I didn't know it or not, was unleashed in me when I changed my surroundings, when I changed who I had in my inner circle. And so some people remained, some people moved out of there, and those people were replaced. And you can't be afraid to live out your purpose. You can't be afraid to step into your greatness, because it's your greatness. And so as I wrap this up, understand that greatness is within you. Greatness was within me. Greatness is within you. And it's up to you whether or not you tap into it. And if you're ready to tap into it, then I highly encourage you to reach out to me, and I will plug you into this awesome community that I'm part of, because all of us are great. All of us are going for greatness. All of us are destined for greatness. And you have to be willing to tap into it. You have to be willing to, put self out of the way, get self out of the way, and be able to tell your story, because there's power in your transparency. There's power in your story. And I'm a living witness to that. And nobody can tell your story better than you. You don't have to be the greatest storyteller. You don't. You don't have to enunciate everything right. You don't have to be able to articulate and eloquate yourself like a Rhodes Scholar. You just have to be able to speak with passion. You have to, in the church, you have to be able to speak with the anointing, so to speak. Because people know when you're being genuine. People know when you have lived a life that, most people have only dreamt to live. But the reality is, who's to say that you can't live that life? Who's to say that you can't live the life that you deserve? And if the people around you presently are the ones that are telling you that there's no way you can live the life that you feel that you deserve to live, then you need to leave them alone. I mean, it's common sense. You need to let them go. Give them their walking papers. Walk away from them and distance yourself as far as the east is from the west. So as I wrap this up, click the link below. Join this awesome community. My team is waiting. You know, we're here to encourage you. We're here to motivate you. But most of all, we're here to challenge you, because greatness is within you. If greatness is within me as a young kid that grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, who, you know, grew up having lead poisoning, grew up being told that he wasn't going to amount to anything, growing up being told that he may have ended up, it's a possibility that he may end up being mentally retarded. But nevertheless, he used that as tackling fuel, and he used that to help propel himself by the grace of God to not only graduate from grade school, not only to graduate from high school, not only to graduate from college, but to have his own business that is growing. And if you're someone that believes that you can do that too, because if God enabled me to do it, won't he do the same for you? So click the link below, and I'll see you on the other side. Peace.